Good morning, everyone. We are Group No.1. Today, we will put our focus on Standard Chartered Bank Hong Kong, SCBHK. First, I would like to introduce the background information and SWOT analysis. Before that, have you heard some bad news about SCBHK? There are some news concerned about its privacy and safety, which contributed some negative effects. Because of the expose of clients' personal data, this tarnished the reputation of SCBHK as it caused social media public image disaster. The public lost confidence in its IT process on handling sensitive personal information. As we all know, SCBHK is one of the commercial banks incorporated in Hong Kong for over 150 years. With the mission caring about the society and the world, it has employed more than 86,000 employees in different regions. It's mainly offer different kinds of banking service, for example, mobile banking, payments and transfer, and also e-statement. Despite of the bad news I mentioned, SCBHK still has some strength. For example, it could provide up-to-date financial information, improve the quality of customer service, and also facilitate the interaction between SCBHK and its clients. However, there are several weaknesses. First, the responsiveness towards customer comments is relatively low. Second, the online platform seems to be not well managed. Third, there is a lack of trendy functions to attract customers. With the great use of social media, which acts as a bridge between SCBHK and its clients, could help build up a closer bonding. And it would be more effective and easier for it in attaining prospective clients. Last but not least, as mentioned in the current news, the risk of cybersecurity would increase dramatically. The cost could easily outweigh the benefit. Also, it might adversely affect its public image and reputation. Now, I would like to pass the time to my groupmate. They will talk about more on governance model.
Thank you. From now on, I will be talking about the stakeholders, including the drivers and their needs. First of all, we know that the stakeholder drivers are the external component that affecting the stakeholders' needs towards SCBHK. Therefore, the first major stakeholder drivers lies within the recent news we've mentioned before, which is the public relationship maintenance. We know that SCBHK kept and shown all the comments in the page, including the negative comments. Therefore, when people browse it, it may damage the public image. The second one is the regulation change of social media use. There are only more and more regulations for brands to use regarding social media such as FFIEC, FDIC, and FTC. Therefore, there will be only increasing demand on the inputs such as the human power and resources to deal with all these regulations. Last but not least is the technological trend and the data leakage. One of the major threats about using social media is the cyber security issues. Also, we have to consider that outsourcing is one of the common moves by SCBHK. Therefore, there may be a third party handling companies and customer information. The key is to find the right way to deal with it. And for all the stakeholders in threat, we have identified more than what the major drivers covers. Apart from the managers of the associate department that the major drivers covered, there should always be C-level staff and a board to form the steering committee, so that they will come up with strategic and tactical decisions, as well as the external stakeholders such as investor and the customer. Let's jump into the list of the major internal stakeholders. First of all, will be C-level staff. As we mentioned before, they should come up with strategic and tactical decisions. Therefore, they should be concerning about how to promote the activities and the service, and manage the performance and design the most suitable top management approach of social media. They should also prevent all potential IT-related risks and decide to make decisions on which social media platform to deliver message and promote the activities. As for the internal audit, He or she should understand the perspective of social media before defining the internal audit program. For the marketing manager, he or she should consider details about promotion activities on social media in order to reach more and more potential consumers. Also, he or she should manage the performance of social media and manage the whole marketing team. He or she should also set up the indicators to evaluate the effectiveness of SCBHK's social media platform. For social media officer, he or she should upload information and utilize social media to promote SCBHK. Also, he should be aware of the risk of using social media. And finally, for the customer service manager, they should receive all the feedback from social media platforms and report back to the managers. And finally, they should also handle all the complaints which posed by the customers on social media. Now let me pass to my teammate.
And I'm going to talk about the mapping, enterprise goal, and the IT-related goal. After we map Standard Charter's major internal stakeholder to the governance and management question, such as how do I get value from the use of IT? Are end users satisfied with the quality of IT service? How do I manage the performance of IT? Am I running an efficient and resilient IT operation? Is the information I'm processing well secure? We discovered that most of the questions meet number 7, business service continuity and reliability, this enterprise goal. We chose number 7, this enterprise goal, because we found that the major goal in SCBHK is to maintain the banking service continuity and reliability for their customers. Social media is a platform for SCBHK to promote their service and activities which organized by the bank. SCBHK also uses social media platform to promote the bank and find different business opportunity. So we choose number 7, business service continuity and reliability for the enterprise goal. Later, we also do another mapping. We found 3 primarily depend on the achievement of IT-related goals. They are number 4, manage IT-related business risk. Number 10, security information processing infrastructure and application. Number 14, availability of reliable and useful information for decision making. Finally, we choose number 4, manage IT-related business risk, because we think that different social media platforms may have different potential IT-related risk. If customers' confidential information unexpectedly posted by others, for example hackers on a public site, customers will no longer believe the bank anymore. The reputation of the bank will be damaged. If the reputation of Standard Chartered is damaged by its inappropriate use of social media, it will need to take a long time to rebuild people's confidence and trust toward the bank. Therefore, it is necessary for SCBHK to manage IT-related business risk in order to prevent the reputation being affected from the social media. Therefore, we choose number 4, manage IT-related business risk for the IT-related goal. I will pass to my groupmate to talk about the IT-related process, our ACI chart, and the implementation plan.
Hi, I'm Billy. Now I'm going to illustrate the content of our project, which is from the expected outcome to APO 12, the selected IT-related process. With regard to the expected outcome, after implemented all suggested IT-related process and management practice, it is expected that the Standard Chartered Bank Hong Kong can minimize its IT-related risk and recover its reputation on both privacy problem and the customer response through social media aspects. About the mapping work. On the selected IT-related Goal 04, through mapping with COVID-5 textbook, there are still lots of primary and secondary priority IT-related process can be identified. We applied the suggestion from COVID-5 implementation document. We find that the bank is best matched to the pain point number 2, mentioned in the COVID-5 implementation document page 61. The significant incident related to IT-related business risks, such as data loss or project failure. And we applied EDM 03, APO 12, and DSS 02 of the suggested IT-related risk, which is best fit to the bank case. Now, let's go to the process details. The goal of EDM03 is about the IT-related enterprise risk does not exceed the risk appetite, and the impact of IT risk to enterprise value is identified and managed. And we selected EDM 03.01, and I will illustrate all activities with the points of view from both company level and the IT department level. In the first activity, the company level, the C-level staff need to minimize the frequency of data leakage to no more than once a year to meet the needs on recover its damaged reputation and act as acceptable range of risk tolerance. The IT department, the manager of IT department need to have good communication and fully understand the goal of the mentioned plan established by the C-level staff of the bank. In the second activity, in the company level, the C-level staff is suggested to establish an IT risk management team to address the factor of specific IT problem appear. In the IT department, the IT risk management team is responsible to address the factor which caused the previous serious IT incident appear. In the third activity, the company level, the C-level staff need to evaluate the proposal submitted by the IT risk management team after it addressed all the factors. In the IT department, after finishing the investigation to the previous IT incident report, the IT risk management team needs to submit a detailed proposal. Now I would like to move to APO 12. The goal of APO 12 is to analyze risk and ensure risk management action are implemented effectively. About APO 12.01, it requires identify and collect relevant data to enable effective IT-related risk identification, analyze, and reporting. There are two activities. The first one, in the company level, the company staff such as the company secretary need to provide all of the previous IT incident report to the IT risk management team as it needs, and in the IT department level, the IT risk management team need to address the previous serious IT incident and review the data and investigation report as to find out the factor of causing such incident. The second activity, in the company level, the bank needs to provide all the previous IT incident, the IT incident report to the IT risk management team. In the IT department level, the newly formed IT risk management team need to record the relevant data and information on the previous IT incident report as to identify the factor of the IT-related risk. Now, we come to APO 12.02. It requires to collect data. Develop useful information to support risk decisions that take into account the business relevance of risk factors. There are three activities inside it. The first activity, in the company level, the C-level staff need to define the appropriate risk analysis target for the IT risk management team and set up an analysis group for them. Otherwise, they will put extra effort on it. In the IT department, the IT risk management team need to follow the scope of risk analysis established by the C-level staff as to achieve the cost and benefit goal decided by the C-level staff. In the second activity, the company level, C-level staff need to determine an acceptable range of risk tolerance and compare to the actual risk. In the IT department, the IT manager need to be aware of the acceptable range of risk tolerance response as it may required by identified exposure. The third activity, in the company level, after the C-level staff have compared to the actual risk and the acceptable range of risk tolerance, they have to make the final decision on selecting the optimal risk response method to each identified IT risk. The IT department, the IT risk management team has to analyze the cost benefit of the potential risk response option that they addressed from studying the previous IT incident investigation report. After analyze, they have to list out the cost and benefit for all possible response correspond to the identified risk as to let the C-level staff have a clear summary as to choose the optimal solution. Now we move to the APO 12.05. define a risk management action portfolio. It aims at manage the opportunity to reduce the risk to an acceptable level as a portfolio. There are two activities inside it. The first one is in the company level, the C-level staff choosing the optimal risk response method correspond to the identified risk factor and risk from the IT risk management team and draft a proposal for it. In the IT department, the new founder team need to cooperate with the C-level staff while they are forming the proposal. The IT risk management team can help to map the classified control activities and map them to specific IT risk statements and aggregates of IT risk. In the second activity is in the company level. The bank C-level staff need to have double check on whether the proposal include the optimal method to reduce risk with considering each method's costs and benefits, effects on current risk profile and regulation. In the IT department, the IT risk management team need to ensure that they create a well-rounded proposal after studying the previous IT incident investigation report, addressed with the scope of analysis designed by the C-level staff. The team also need to consult with other departments about the proposal. Now, I would like to hand over the mic to Vincent to talk about the DSS02.
Thank you. So now I'm going to talk about DSS02 to provide timely and effective response to user requests and resolution of all types of incidents. About DSS02.03, it is to verify, approve, and fulfill service requests. The first thing is to define the service purpose and to verify entitlement for service with the predefined flow. On the company level, SCBHK should draft a guideline for responding to inquiry on social media. Since social media is a platform which serves multiple brand building purposes, so there should be a procedure to help classifying steps of answering customers' response. As well, there should be no confidential information leaked, so no sales activities should be encouraged. And on the IT department level, they should discuss with the management level to understand to what extent the information should be disclosed and set up a system for submitting contents for reviewing before posting. An alert should be pre-installed to highlight those keywords which violated the defined function according to the database. Second, a clear progress for obtaining functional approval from management level should be previously formed. On the company level, they should define the service scope of social media platforms. And also, they should have constant meeting with social media managers to guarantee a thoughtful delivery of company value via social media. And on the IT department, there should be a maintenance of a system to allow submission and approval from both sides with timely update. Third, to resolve the system requests by performing certain operations, including answering customers' inquiries, update social media, delete comments, and etc. On the company level, there should be a guideline for social media management team to follow, and on the IT department level, they should save the performance log for further reviewing and auditing to monitor if there is any system failure and to guarantee customers' inquiry can be resolved timely. For DSS 02.04, investigate, diagnose, and allocate incidents to record the happening of incident from cause to consequences, as well as customers' response to sort out the reason of happening, to analyze the risk level of each incident and assign priority to resolve them. On the company level, since the social media serves as promotion, resolve customers' inquiries, and brand promotion purpose, the management board should define the importance of each service. For example, if there is an incident happen, which incident should be solved first, and as well as the capacity of each team should be identified. For example, do they have enough manpower to take extra tasks for risk management and control? If not, then an emergency response unit should be established to solve those problems. As an IT department, social media is on the internet, so a safety net should be established to sponsor the continuity of social media account and install antivirus software and firewall to prohibit the intervention of external data to lead to the collapse of the internal system. As well, the IT department should be responsible for the emergency response unit to contribute more power to help solving computer-based problems. Lastly, for 02.04, track status and produce reports. First, to understand the status of each project according to the milestone previously set. Once a failure has been recorded, the deferral of project status can be foreseen. On the company level, they should cooperate with various departments to reschedule the entire project launch date if there is any problem that happened. And for the IT department level, they should consider ways to counteract negative effects towards the company caused by customers' comments. Since social media is prone to attack from competitors or spam message, it is easy to damage a firm's reputation simply by organizing an assault towards the social media account, such as leaving negative comments or to defame the cooperation with various platforms. So the IT department should be responsible for navigating those risks and threats, and at the same time build up a system to prevent spam message. Second, produce reports regarding the resolved or unresolved incidents and suggest how to avoid them from happening again. On the company level, a detailed documentary will help analyze the cause of a problem and help the management team to react and prevent it from happening again. And the management board should react according to the report to modify the vision of the company and to provide support towards staff. On the IT department level, they should provide log or any data that are associated with the problem to support the writing of the reports. In the case of SCBHK, the IT department should always take past operation as a reference to advise the social media manager regarding the change of data. For example, once a campaign on social media is launched, the traffic towards the landing page should have increased. This kind of data is critical for campaign reviewing and also the promotion of the entire business. So this is our RACI chart, and you can see who is responsible for which process, and all the stakeholders are listed as attached. So let's move on to the implementation plan. The purpose of schedule management is to ensure the project can complete within the scheduled timeline, and these three components is very important for a project. And our project timeline should sustain for more than 1 year with 6 stages. The first stage is about initiation of the project. We want to construct the information security framework on social media successfully and to embed the entire governance systems in SCBHK and to provide effective operation of the framework and to reduce the number of significant incidents that identified. Second, before the development of the project, we would like to do some planning first to define the project criteria and framework by establishing a security plan with clear target and aims to identify as much incidents and include them into the risk portfolio. Second, to arrange the authentication system and responsibility. For instance, the people who is responsible to take care of the social media platform and to have the key and the login key of the social media account, for example, Facebook or Instagram. Third, on the development stage, we would like to define project criteria. For example, the key performance indicators and a comprehensive plan should be in place to consider the security requirements on social media. And also the plan should be communicated throughout the entire enterprise, including top management level to the front line. And second, we would like to develop a balanced set of cost-benefit plan to determine the acceptable range of the cost to resolve the problem that has arisen by social media, and to list out the cost-benefit risk response the option, and to find the most optimal risk response option. For the rolling out and supporting stage, we would like to do some performance management and support. For example, there should be a timely report on social media and to record any incidents that happen on the social media. And second, we would like to measure the average response time of inquiries by the customers, and also the mean time to recover should be as short as possible. If the severity level of the incident is level 1, we should solve them immediately. And also the functions of the social media should be easily navigated without any guidelines or previously training, and with less bugs. And also we want to fulfill all the KPIs that we have set when handling surface requests. After the project has been implemented, there should be a review and reconciliation to seek customers' feedback. First, to establish and maintain a method for the collection of those data and to accommodate the multiple categories of IT risk. Second, about the discussion among shareholders and recommendations from top-level management. There should be a well-developed hierarchical system for submitting and approving requests from two sides, including frontline and also managers. And second, there should be a clear progress to obtain functional approval from management level. So if there is any changes that want to be made, then we should gain approval from management level easily. And third, there should be an IT-related service, and it should be available for further usage. Lastly, since the project is well established and also the goals of this project is aligned with all the business goals, so we can expect a continuous improvement during this project. The other criteria are covered in the final report, and this is the end of our presentation. Thank you.